Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.
Hi! We're the 6th grade class of Wapakoneta Middle School, home of the Redskins. Welcome to News 6!
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm from the Wapakoneta Middle School. Welcome to News 6. With today's first story, here's Hope Swan.
Today's first story highlights an area artist who captures old schoolhouses on canvas. Jeremy Agazino brings News 6 the story.
I'll probably go back in and pick up some acrylic.
Pens, paper, pencils, and paints draw Marge Brandt into the art world. When did you start painting?
Well, I started painting in 1968, which was 23 years ago. And I started through a class at the high school. They offered a night course. And I took the class.
What kind of paintings do you do?
Well, I do watercolor and acrylic, and sometimes I use a mixed media, which is the acrylic and watercolor and sometimes pencil. But I do, most of the time I do schoolhouses, which I have put into print, many of these, local schoolhouses, one-room ones. And also I do the acrylic of scenery, local scenes most of the time.
Do you have any favorite paintings?
Yes, probably one of the first ones that I did of the schoolhouses was the Weimert School, which is located out east of Wapakoneta. One of my other favorite paintings is the one that I did in Laguna Beach, and it was at my son's house. He had an old blue wicker stand with pottery on it, and so we took it down and set it among the bougainvillea, and I painted a picture of that. And also I have my latest painting. I think most artists like their latest ones. They think it's their best work.
Who are your favorite artists?
Well, my favorite living artist is Andrew Wyeth, who comes from up east, and he does a lot of scenery. Probably one that has inspired me most has been Maxfield Parrish, who was an illustrator. He painted very vividly, and if you'll notice in some of my paintings, I like the real bright blues and the real bright reds.
Today's News 6 is produced by the 6th grade class of Wapakoneta Middle School. Wapakoneta is located 15 miles south of Lima. It was founded in 1834 and has a population of about 9,160.
Our second story took Nathan Nino and Wapak's 6th grade class into the animal world at La Pointe's Pet Club.
Goldfish that are up there.
Fins, feathers, and fur are flying at the Wapakoneta Pet Club. Why did you start the pet club?
Because we had a lot of animals at home, and we wanted to get out and be our own bosses and enjoy being with the public. So we brought all our animals to here and started selling the animals and just named the pet club after having all the animals at home.
What kinds of animals do you have?
We have hamsters, gerbils, 30 varieties of different fish. We have guinea pigs, rats, cockatiels, parakeets, lovebirds, and we just sold a 3-year-old blue and gold macaw. And we do have dwarf rabbits, and we have puppies, and every once in a while we have kittens in here.
Do you have any unique kinds of fish?
Yes, we do. We have disc, we have upside-down catfish, we have large and small angelfish, we have African cichlids, we have jumbo arandas, We have an elephant nose fish, and we have small and large bottom feeders. And we also have piranhas, small and large.
Are there any kinds of animals you want in the pet club?
I'd like to eventually maybe get some tarantulas and some small snakes and some lizards and iguanas and a lot of reptiles that are nice to handle and easy that the kids can, take care of, turtles and stuff like that.
This week's Kid View question asked the 6th graders to decide if a foreign language should be one of their classes. Here's what we found out.
Hi, I'm Brooke. Today's Kids View question is, should we learn a foreign language in the 6th grade?
Yes, because in high school, if you want to go to college, you have to take a foreign language. Now we get us prepared for that.
No, we shouldn't learn a foreign language because we have too many subjects already.
Yes, because if we go traveling to a foreign country, we'll be able to understand what people are saying. Today's last story takes us into space and puts us on the moon. Sonny Sawmiller puts on her spacesuit to bring back the story.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Why is the museum named after Neil Armstrong?
Neil Armstrong was born about 5 miles southwest of Wapakoneta here. And when Neil Armstrong was still walking on the moon, back in July of 1969, it was proposed a museum be built here in his honor.
Where do you get your displays from?
Many of our displays come from the National Air and Space Museum, which is known as the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. Among those are the Gemini spacecraft and also the spacesuits. We also get displays from the Air Force Museum down here in Dayton. That includes the F-5D Skylancer and also some of the early ballooning exhibits.
Can you tell us about some of your exhibits?
The museum is divided up into several different areas. The first area you'll enter deals with early attempts at flight. We deal with early space flight, which includes the information on the Gemini 8 spacecraft and also Neil Armstrong's spacesuit. We also have an area that deals with Neil Armstrong's early childhood, which includes the airplane that he learned to fly in, the Aeronautica Champion. The next area you enter is the lunar space flight area, which deals with attempts at traveling to the moon. We have a H-1 rocket engine on display there, and also quite a few actual space artifacts that have actually flown in space. We have a moon rock on display, and there's also the Astro Theater, which you see from the outside is a large white dome that we have presentations going on dealing with the history of the space program. The final area of the museum that you will get to take a look at is the Space Shuttle Gallery, and of course that deals with our latest attempts at space flight with the Space Shuttle program.
How do you think the community benefits from the museum?
When the museum was first built, there was only one service station or gas station in the area and one or two restaurants in the area. And if you take a look down the Bell Fountain Street the museum is located on, there's quite a few restaurants, there's motels here. So the museum has brought in quite a lot of supporting businesses to the area.
That's all for this week's show. Thank you for tuning in. Join us next week when Baton Memorial Port Clinton visits News 6.
Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.